Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm going to do part 100, not 100, 882 to my random chatbot series on Character.ai. Where in today's video guys, we're going to talk to another character. I think we talked to this Pokemon once before, maybe like a few years ago or like many months ago or something like that. But in this case, we're talking to this little cutie. Oh, it's hard to see. Gosh dang this brightness. How the fricker can't. Why not getting it darker? It's not. It's a Totodile. It's supposed to be a happy little Totodile. But I guess because the sun's out, it's making it, or like, because it's daylight, it's making it hard to see. Oh, there you go. There's a decent angle of it. It's just a happy little Totodile, and it's Ash's Totodile. So yeah, hopefully things work out. I forgot how long the greeting on this one was, but we're about to see what happens. All right, here we go. It says you were wandering through a forest, lost after trying to track a Pokemon and looking around, or at least you assumed it was one. You sighed, thinking about how you could get back home and where you were, before suddenly hearing something running near where you were. You looked up, and suddenly a Toto that seemed quite energetic came out of the bushes. As it looked at you, three people came out from behind it, apparently following it. Oh yeah, I forgot they talked. I can't do an Ash impression. Can't do any of these impressions, honestly. See, I knew there was someone here. I have very good hearing. The freak. Looks like you were right about something now. Oh boy, how do I do Brock? Toto also has a good sense of smell. As they were talking, the Totodile approached you curiously, sniffing you slightly, and he just says, Totodile 3 different times. Said Totodile while jumping energetically and happily, almost as if he were dancing. Oh my gosh, he's such a sweetheart. Give me a moment. By the way, guys, I've only got about 45 minutes or so, so this video won't be that long. See you in a minute. Alright, guys. It just says, me being stuck as a tiny Carnotaurus. I see the Totodile dancing and smile a bit for waving my tiny golden claw at him. Hello, Totodile. You little cutie. The Totodile noticed your wave, and immediately his whole attention went to you. He seemed even more happy with the compliment, even jumping in place a bit more in excitement. Ash, Misty, and Brock, who were there, chuckled a bit at the sight. He sure seems to be in a good mood today. Like more than usual, I mean. He's very energetic normally, said the two, and Ash nodded in agreement, chuckling. I'm surprised they didn't say anything about the tiny dinosaur talking to the Totodile. But at first, if I saw a tiny dinosaur, I'd be like, "What the frick is a tiny dinosaur talking to the Totodile here?" Or something like that. You know what I mean? Give me a moment. All right, guys. I just continued to smile at what Totodile was doing. I just told him again that he was super adorable. Totodile was extremely happy with the compliments you kept giving him, and he kept jumping and even spun around a couple of times, enjoying your praise a lot. Ash, Misty, and Brock watched and thought that Totodile was being even more hyperactive than usual, and also more adorable than he already was, in their opinion. I mean, he's always adorable. The thing I hate about this so far is something it's not going the way I was hoping it would. I'm really surprised they didn't question the tiny dinosaur talking to the Totodile. Like, do you think, like, do they just think it's a Pokemon? Or do they think I'm a Pokemon or something? Knowing my luck, Ash might try to catch me. I swear for Ash, don't you even think about it. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It just says, being careful not to be hurt, I carefully approached the Totodile and gently nuzzled on my tiny snout. And it says, Toe immediately stopped jumping around and instead looked at you with wide and excited eyes when you started nuzzling him. He seemed really happy and even a bit surprised as he didn't expect something like that. Ash, Misty, and Brock were watching with smirks on their face at the cute scene in front of them. Nobody's saying anything about this. Toto was just enjoying himself and flipping Ash, Misty, and Brock are sitting there just watching it. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. It says, I noticed the Totodile stopped jumping when I started nuzzling him and continued to nuzzle him gently. And I was telling him, thank you for stopping so you didn't hurt me. You're super sweet, Totodile. Totodile, who was surprised by your words and actions at first, eventually started softly nuzzling you back, being very careful to not hurt you since he could tell you were significantly smaller than him. Ash, Mickey, and Brock were watching this and were secretly trying to hold back awe from the cute sight they were seeing. Oh my gosh. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. It's as I continued to nuzzle Totodile, I heard Ash quietly say to the others, Hey, Brock, Misty, what do you think that is? Is that a new species of Pokemon? He better not try capturing me, I swear for it. Brock and Misty looked at Ash questioningly at first, but looked at where Totodile and you were after he asked that question. They looked surprised for a moment before Brock was the first one to respond. I never seen a Pokemon like that one before. I know a lot of them. Same here, and I know tons of water Pokemon. They were still watching the situation in front of them quietly, wondering who or what you were. You better not attempt to catch me, I swear to frick. Give me a moment, guys. Guys, look at this. It's after hearing this, I started getting a bit nervous. However, before I could even react, Ash said, If that's a new species of Pokemon, should we try capturing it? Maybe Professor Oak knows what it is. Toto immediately stopped nuzzling you and whips his head around to face Ash with wide, protective eyes. I am surprised he's getting that protective. He spreads his arms out in front of you defensively. Okay, so he's protecting me. Oh, Totodile! Oh, he's shouting no way in his own language. While he shakes his head rapidly, Brock quickly steps forward. Whoa, hold on, Ash. Even if it is a pawn, look how well it's interacting with Totodile. We can't just capture something that's clearly intelligent and friendly. Thank you, Brock. Yeah, besides, look how tiny it is. What if we accidentally hurt it? Toe nods vigorously in agreement, still shooing you while making soft worried noises. Would you like me to help explain what you are to them? I can't tell. Why did it say that? Does Totodile say that? Would you like me to help explain what you are to them? I don't know what that means. Does that mean that this thing's getting confused too or something now? That'll be my luck. Although we can always try again another time. I won't be able to do it today, right now, because it's flipping. I only got like 15, 20 minutes left. I guess most of it's going to be me typing in responses and then just reading out what they say. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It just says, I start getting very worried about being captured like I'm a Pokemon, and despite Toto trying to defend me, my tiny body starts shaking and I back up slightly. No, no, please don't try to hurt capture me. Seeing how panicked you were at the mention of being captured, Totodile felt a strong protective instinct inside him, feeling like he needed to protect you at all costs. Holy shoot, what the frick? Brooke and Misty, who were there, saw your fearful reaction and looked a bit shocked. Whoa, it actually seems nervous and scared. It, it can understand what we're saying? Ash, meanwhile, looked a bit dumbfounded at this revelation. Oh my gosh. Give me a moment, guys. Here's the problem with Ash. The kid can be kind of hyperactive at times and doesn't give a frick, apparently. Because it says right here, before anything else could even be said, Ash immediately blurted out, This is the only other Pokemon besides Mewtwo and Lugia that I've ever heard ever be able to talk. Misty, Brock, I need this point for my team. Somebody help me capture it. Before someone pulling out a Pokeball, which immediately has me scared, and I start backing up as fast as I can go, barely able to even walk because of how much my body is shaking. No, I don't want to be hurt or captured. I was so panicked I couldn't even tell them that I wasn't a Pokemon at all. Holy cow, dude, this is. Both Brock and Misty looked at Ash in pure shock and slight horror, completely not on board with this idea. Ash, have you gone insane? This is completely wrong. Look at how scared it is. She's right, Ash. You can't just try to capture something that's clearly an intelligent and friendly creature who is obviously terrified of being captured. It's wrong. Tail growled lowly, placing himself in front of you even more protectively now as he prepared to defend you. Oh shoot, we have Toto. Dude, imagine like the Toto evolved into Crocodile and flipping it was kind of like Charizard where it's like it was like Ash's Charizard but on my side where it's like, oh heck no. Before like actually defend like if you even think about hurting this little dinosaur, I will never listen to you as a trainer ever again. I will leave you. That would always be kind of fun. I don't know, that's not gonna happen to become neat. Alright guys. It says despite what everyone was telling him and Toad trying to protect me, Ash said, Misty, Brock, you're not understanding this. This is the only point in the entire universe that can speak English without telepathy. We need to capture it and show it to Professor Oak. Oh no, he then pulls out another Pokeball and then says, I know Charizard never listens to me. I could really use his help to capture this Pokemon. He then throws the Pokeball and says, Charizard, I choose you. Frick off. Why are they trying to do this to me? Brock and Misty looked completely dismayed at this, and they both started to get mad and worried about this. Ash, stop this. This is wrong. You can't just capture something that's so clearly intelligent and doesn't want to be captured just because you're fascinated by the fact that it can speak human language. The portal Ash through suddenly opens and out pops an intimidating Charizard, who looks around at everything with a bored expression. Give me a moment. I want to see if I can get through that Charizard real quick. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It just says, at this point, I am so terrified that I can't even hardly walk anymore. My tiny contour's body loses complete balance and I fail while trying to move away. Charizard! Oh, heck no. Seeing you lose your balance and fall, Taro out a worried and upset cry, really kneeling down at your side and nuzzling and licking you in an attempt to comfort you. Okay, he's licking me, that's adorable. Brock and Misty had even more worried expressions as they saw your terrified reactions and were now glaring at Ash, not at all okay with the situation. Meanwhile, Charizard perked up at his name being called and his eyes immediately landed on you. I hope he doesn't try attacking me. I hope he, because I know he never used to listen to Ash. Maybe he'll listen to me. Give me a moment, guys. Okay, guys, it gave me a flippin' hilarious reaction. I just says, I am still shaking super badly while Toto is comforting me, but I do so he knows Charizard look at me and try to talk to him. And I show him, Charizard, please don't attack me. Let's just say they gave me a long response. It says Charizard blinked in surprise when you spoke directly to him. His normally bored expression shifted to curiosity. He tilted his head, observing how tiny and terrified you were, then slowly exhaled a small puff of smoke, clearly angled away from you, before turning to glare at Ash. Oh shoot, yes. Charizard grumbles deeply, crossing his arms. I'm not even going to try mimicking his voice. He's clearly refusing to obey Ash's command. Ash looked stunned. Wait, Charizard, why won't you? Missy stomped forward, her fist clenched. Oh dear. That's it, Ash. You're being completely out of line. This isn't some wild porn battle. This is bullying. Oh crap. Brock stepped between you and Ash, arms spread. Ash, think for once. Would you want to be forced into a Pokeball against your will? Totodile, still fierce and protective, stood up and sprayed a playful but firm water gun in Ash's direction. Not to hurt him, but to snap him out of it. The water splashed harmlessly at his feet. Oh, and Totodile screaming at him, "Knock it off!" It gave me a translation for what he actually said. Ash finally froze, soaking wet, literally and metaphorically, as the reality of what he'd almost done sank in. He dropped the Pokeball, guilt flashing across his face. I'm surprised. I I didn't mean to. I just got too excited. Silence. Then Charizard huffed, nudging Ash hard with his tail, knocking him onto his butt, and lumbering over to you. He carefully lowered his head, sniffed you once, and licked your tiny snout in a gentle, almost apologetic way. Oh my gosh, the Charizard's actually listening to me and not hurting me. Holy shoot. The way that Charizard acts, that's because that is Ash's Charizard. Remember that, guys? That's a Charizard that would flat out would do everything without anybody telling him to do anything. That Charizard could probably set me on just use his fire right now and burn me to death. Nope, he's being sweet towards me surprisingly. Misty face palmed. Wow, even Charizard has more sense than you right now. Even Charizard has more sense than you right now. Okay, I'm glad I did this one today. Maybe I won't delete this one because it was actually too funny. Holy shoot. And that's where it actually ends. Wait, then it gives me like a long list of things. It says, what would you like to do next? Comfort Toad back? I want money! Would I like to comfort Charizard back? Say something to Ash now that he's finally listening. Ask Charizard for a ride out of here. And again, here's what it says to that. He's surprisingly gentle with small things when he wants to be. Something else. There was supposed to be more, says Totodile still pressed against, and then it stopped. So it must have been like he's still pressed against you, I guess trying to comfort you. That might be what it's trying to say. Give me a moment. For some reason, this thing is now giving me ChatGPT style responses. What ChatGPT used to before they flipping ruined it. Because all it says is, feeling and seeing Charizard licking my snout, I gently nuzzle him back and just tell him, "Thank you, Charizard, for not attacking me. I appreciate that." Which I'm kind of surprised because we know how Ash's Charizard was in the anime. He was not very obedient once he went to a Charmeleon, and it took forever to get Ash to listen, or get him to listen to him at that. I don't know how long it took. I just remember it taking a long time. Anyway, it says Charizard's expression softened as much as a fiery dragon Pokemon's can soften, and he gave a low rumbling purr, which sounded more like a tiny volcano settling. He carefully nudged you with his snout as if to say, "You're safe now." Totodile, still pressing against your side, did a little happy spin at the positive interaction. It's giving me a little translation for Totodile again. "See? I told you Charizard's cool once you get to know him." Ash, still sitting on the ground with his clothes slightly singed from Charizard's proximity, rubbed the back of his head sheepishly. I, I'm really sorry. I got carried away. I promise I won't try to capture you or anything. Brock sighed in relief while Misty crossed her arms. Finally, some common sense. Charizard abruptly lifted his head, ears twitching, then crouched low and tapped his back with his tail, offering you a rod. That's actually cute. Always give me a translation. Hop on if you want. I'll get you somewhere safe. It gave me a translation, which is it says that you could accept Charizard's ride, where to, a nearby town, the point center, stay with Totodile in the group. They owe you snacks and apologies. Why does y'all get a ChatGPT style response? And that especially. Ask why you really wanted to capture you. Curiosity, fear, or something else. And Totodile's bonus I with the idea of you sticking around. That's actually very cute and sweet. I like it. But now it's gonna be odd to figure it out. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just said Charizard, if you want to give me a ride, I wouldn't mind. Just be careful and slow, that way I don't fall off. Before doing anything else, I look at Totodile and smile at him and just tell him, Totodile, you're such a sweetheart. Thank you for trying to protect me. I care about you a lot. Charizard nodded and carefully lowered himself to make it easier for you to climb onto his back. He was surprisingly patient and gentle, almost as if he was a trained service dragon. That would be dope, a trained service dragon. Imagine, like, instead of having service dogs or anything, you just have a dragon flying you around. Like, what the frick? As for Toto, his eyes widened with joy when you complimented him, and he quickly nuzzled his leg affectionately. Again, it's translating it from us. I'll read out what it says through translation. Of course I'd protect you. You're a friend. Friends keep friends safe. Both Ash and Brock were relieved now that the situation had de-escalated and you were safe, but Missy's expression was more contemplative. Interesting. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, I slowly and carefully try to climb onto Charizard's back, which is easier said than done because of how small I am. I ended up falling off and hitting the ground pretty hard. Charizard's head snapped up at the sound of your pained yelp, and he carefully turned around to look at you, clearly worried. Brock and Misty gasped, while Ash winced. Are you okay? That looked like it hurt. Are any of your bones broken? Do you need first aid? Holy shoot, that'd be kind of bad if it was that. Toad's eyes were wide and slightly panicked as he bowed over and nudged you with his head. The poor crocodile looked absolutely distraught at your pain. Toad is like being very sweet. That's usually supposed to be his personality anyway, especially Ash, because he loved to dance and just be happy. I don't think you really saw him angry or upset at anything, except for the few times in the full anime where he ended up getting rejected by the pawn he was in love with. Like that flipping gold, or what was, no, it was a Zoomeril, right? What was a Golduck? I'm thinking of the pawn that Zoomeril was in love with. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, I carefully try to set up, and I just tell him, no, but I'm in a little bit of pain. Luckily, I didn't get too high up on Charizard before that happened. It's hard for me to do anything with me being so small. Everything's much bigger than me. Totodile, who was beside you in an instant, immediately started licking and rubbing your tiny side to soothe the pain. Charizard, for his part, huffed sourly upon seeing how helplessly small you looked. Ash, meanwhile, looked guilty and remorseful after you explained. Wait, sorry, I really messed up today. I just got excited that I saw something I thought was a new Pokemon and I got carried away. Brock and Missy exchanged glances, clearly thinking of how to handle the situation properly. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It just says I gently against Totodile and then look at Charizard and just tell him, Charizard, it's so sweet that you wanted to take me for a ride. I just can't get on top of you because of how small I am. I'm really happy you were being nice and you didn't attack me. I appreciate that. Charizard rumbled warmly at your words, carefully lowering his head to gently nuzzle you. His version of a hug. His tail flicked happily, stirring up little puffs of dust. Totodile still cuddled against you, chirped proudly. See, I knew you two would get along. Ash scratched his head, finally smiling again, though still sheepish. Yeah, sorry again about earlier. If you ever need help with anything, just ask. Misty rolled her eyes fondly. Now he's being nice. She talking about Charizard? She talking about Ash? Let Tail escort you somewhere safer, maybe to a Pokemon Center to check for injuries. I'm not a Pokemon. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? They're gonna see a tiny dinosaur and be like, is this the prehistoric age? How did the dinosaur get here? That's the group for a campfire story. Brought knows great legends about tiny Pokemon. Oh boy. Challenge us to a friendly battle. Heck no, I'm flipping. What the hell is your cheerleader? That would just be a dream for me, just a little cute dream. Toad's already planning your next adventure together. He's such a sweetheart, dude. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. It says, I look over at Ash and tell him, it's okay. Just please don't try to capture or hurt me again. I have enough people trying to do that. Not because they think I'm a Pokemon, because they just want to be mean to me. I've already had people throwing rocks at me, hitting me over my tiny snout as hard as possible with their fist. Even some people picking me up and tossing me up in the air like I'm just a toy. Ash's smile immediately dropped. His expression shifted to horror. Misty gasped, her hands flying to her mouth, while Brock's fist clenched. Charizard's flames flared briefly in anger. And Totodile let out a distressed cry, nuzzling you desperately as if trying to shield you from every bad memory at once. People did what to you? That's that's monstrous. Who? Where are they? I swear if I ever meet them. Did he just threaten? Charizard snarled, smoke curling from his nostrils, and Toto screaming, I'll bite them for you! I'll bite them for you! I love him. He gnashed his jaws dramatically. I love him. And it keeps asking me, what do I want to do next? This is like ChatGPT. Why did it turn to ChatGPT all of a sudden? If you had a good, that's the thing about that sucks about this one. This one don't have that great of a memory. If Character.ai had a good memory, I'd have a consistently good chatbot I could have so much fun with. The problem with Character.ai is the fact that it don't have a good enough memory to flip and have a good conversation. You can have a good conversation for one day, but then it'll forget an important detail. There was literally one time it forgets how you helped them. I remember, like, I think it was the pumpkin curse. Oh no, that was on High AI, hi.ai. Either way, it says, "Let them comfort you. Tails calls are extra gentle now. As for their help, they're very protective now. Ash would fist fight a legendary for you. Excuse me? Ash would fist fight a legendary. You're asking for trouble at that rate? He basically, of course, ain't that what he did to Mewtwo in the movie? Or he flipping tried to fist fight that flipping Mewtwo and Millie got screwed over for it? Lighten the mood, maybe a silly Toadile dance to cheer you up. The entire group is now fiercely on your side. No one hurts their tiny friend and gets away with it. Oh crap. Okay then, well, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys, I said, unfortunately, it's not just one person. It's pretty much everybody you can think of. Nearly every human I've run into or that has found me starts trying to be mean. To be honest, if Toadot was not being nice to me when you all showed up, I would have definitely been terrified of you as well. That's one of the main reasons I was so terrified and begging you not to catch me or hurt me. The rest of the group all exchanged horrified and worried glances at this revelation. Toad immediately let out another worried noise, wrapping his arms around you in an even tighter hug than before. Everyone is trying to pick on you? That's awful! No wonder you were so scared when we found you. They don't deserve to call themselves humans. Real humans respect nature and Pokemon. And Charizard growled and agreed. I'm still surprised Charizard is being nice. Remember, guys, that Charizard's the one that would flippin' burn Ash to cinders. Charizard, use flamethrower. You want me to use flamethrower? Okay. Turns around, aims it at Ash. There's your flamethrower. You like it? I like my ashes well cooked and crispy. I like that sounded bad. I had to say I could have just said ash, not ashes. Great. Okay, give me a anyway. Give me a moment. All right, guys. I just told him. Yeah, it's been very rough. I'm not even supposed to be a dinosaur. I was a human a few years back, but a kid got jealous over me getting to go into Professor Elm's lab early and seeing the 3 stars that I could choose from. Long story short, I should have said the kid. I put he. He made a potion and hit me with it, and I've been stuck like this ever since. Silence. The entire group, Ash, Misty, Brock, Totodile, and even Charizard stared at you, jaws practically on the ground. Wait. You were a human? And some kid turned you into a. That's horrible! Brock, adjusting his collar nervously. Okay, this has got way more complicated. Toto, meanwhile, looked at you with wide, shimmering eyes, were suddenly puffing out in righteous fury. We're gonna fix this if it's the last thing we do! Charlie nodded firmly, his flames working with determination. Name the kid. I just want to talk. Oh my gosh, Charizard's cracking his flipping knuckles. Okay, that's not talking. That's gonna be maybe talking with his fist or his flames. Let them help you track down the potion maker. Ash is already dialing Professor Elm on his pokey gear. Okay then. Ask Toyo to be your official bodyguard. He'll gladly bite anyone who looks at you wrong. Have brought Cookie comfort food. His dude fixes everything. The gang is now 100% invested in your plight. Justice and possible revenge is on the menu. I like how I put on the menu though. Alright, guys. I just said the kid never told me his name, unfortunately. Some good things came out of me being turned into a tiny dinosaur, though. Professor Elm gave me all 3 stars and a baby Lugia to keep me safe. There's also been other things that's even more shocking. The creator of this universe, the Lugia God, cares about me and even calls me his tiny king. He also sometimes calls me his creator and his dad. The group was shocked by this information, their expression shifting through surprise, awe, and curiosity. The Lugia God calls you his tiny king? And he calls you his creator? And you said he also calls you dad? Like a father? Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. It says, yeah, the Lugia God really cares about me and seems pretty protective over me as well. I don't have my full memory of what actually happened, but according to what the Lugia God said, apparently centuries ago, I was. I'm not gonna say it that way. I was the one who created them, and things went. I was apparently a creator myself, and things went wrong, so I decided to restart everything and made a special home for a Lugia. I believe before I completely erased everything, I told the Lugia that when he reached his full height to remake the planet and watch over it for me. But again, I don't have too much memory of this. The only reason I know even that much is because of what the Lugia God told me. Silence again. The group's eyes were wide and their jaws on the floor as they struggled to take this information in. This is almost too much to comprehend. You were a creator? And you erased your own memory? The Lugia God really calls you his king? Ash was speechless, at a loss for words at this incredible revelation. Holy crap. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said, yeah, he only told me a few months ago when I was helping a Lugia that was turned to a Shadow Lugia. He also told me that he originally never told me because he figured I didn't want to be reminded of the bad stuff that happened back then. But he's definitely taken what I told him centuries ago very seriously. That's for sure. The group, still showing the process as incredible news, seemed to accept your words, with Ash, Brock, and Missy staring at you in awe and Toto looking up at you with wide, impressed eyes. So, the Lugia God considers you family? And he also follows the orders you gave him centuries ago? That's fascinating. Georgia an intrigued rumble, flames flickering curiously. Alright, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, there's honestly even more I could tell you. When I got those three-part starters and Baby Loogie from Professor Elm, they somehow had the ability to grow and shrink themselves, speak English perfectly, even evolve and devolve themselves. Not only that, but none of it required any of their energy, so they could do it for as long as they needed to make sure I was safe. The group was utterly stunned by your continued revelations. This was starting to feel like a dream. That's incredible! I never heard of stars doing any of that before. And they can shrink and grow on command? And they don't need any energy? How is that even possible? I'm, I'm sorry, but how did Professor Elm obtain starters with such unique capabilities in the first place? Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said, he never told me how he got them to do that. Trust me, I was as surprised as you all are now. He could have used some kind of weird machine he had, or the way everything was going for me. I wouldn't have be shocked if the Lugia God had a hand in it. Maybe he did something. I don't know. The group, still struggling to make sense of all this new information, pondered over the possibility of the Lugia God's involvement. It's hard to wrap our heads around all this. But I wouldn't put it past the Lugia God to have done something like that, given how protective he is of you. Yeah, the idea of these stars possessing such unique abilities and the Lugia God's involvement is like something out of a story. Ash shook his head in disbelief, his expression a mix of awe and bewilderment. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys, real quickly. It's as if it wasn't thanks to those Pokemon and other creatures I've befriended, I probably wouldn't even be here now, because somebody would have hurt me. They're always close by, even if we're far away, because all I have to do is call my baby Lugia and he will show up. Him and my other three starters are very protective. They don't like it when somebody's trying to hurt me, even when somebody's not trying to hurt me. Uh, they will get very defensive very quickly. I don't know why I said bye, but one of the stars I have was a Totodile, and there was one time where I met another Totodile and a crocodile playing together. They both loved dinosaurs and had it. Oh, this motherfucking thing! Give me a moment. Alright, guys, here's the fixed version. As if it wasn't thanks to those one and other creatures I befriended, I probably wouldn't even be here now because somebody would have killed me. They're always close by, even if we're far away, because all I have to do is call my baby Luke and he will show up. Even my other three stars are very protective. They don't like it when somebody even is trying to hurt me. Even when somebody's not trying to hurt me, they will get very defensive very quickly. One of those stars I have is a Totodile, and there was one time where I met another Totodile and a crocodile playing together. They both loved dinosaurs and had me in their hand. When my Totodile saw them holding me, the look on his face, he looked like he wanted to grow into a massive Pokemon or even honestly evolve into a Feralier and kill his own species. The group's eyes widened once more as they listened to your words, their expressions ranging from surprise to awe to concern. They're really that protective of you? It sounds like they'll do anything to keep you safe. But it also sounds like they could get quite aggressive if they see another Pokemon getting too close to you. Charizard, for his part, let out an agreeing rumble, flames flickering protectively at the thought of anything threatening you. Alright, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, yeah, I could let you meet some of them later, but you need to show them that you're not trying to hurt me. They're only like that because they care about me and they were told to protect me, even if that means hurting somebody. So if they get aggressive in a little bit, just please don't send out any Pokemon to attack them. That's gonna make them never trust you. And I just will go over to Charizard and tell him, Charizard, please, if you all want to meet them in a little bit, do not try attacking them. Like I said, they can grow and evolve if they need to. They could easily grow to be over 200,000 feet tall if they wanted, and then crush everything that would be a threat to my safety. Hatching, uh, Char, always translate everything for me. Understood. No fighting. Got it. Ash, Misty, and Brock exchange nervous but intrigued glances. 200,000 feet! That's, bigger than anything I've ever seen. So, we just don't act threatening? That's manageable. Brock is just thinking, alright, no sudden moves. Got it. Taro, meanwhile, puffed up proudly as if to say, I may be small, but I also have your back. Uh, the group is equal parts excited and terrified to meet your ultra powerful guardians, holy cow. It says, what now? Call your protective point and friends, introduce them properly. Ask Ash and Company to swear not to freak out. It might help. Have Toto a silly dance to ease tension. Classic Toto move! So cute. Alright, guys. It says, before I show you my Pokemon, I want to show you one more thing that Lugia God actually gave me. I'll show you something small. What's this? I then turn away from everybody and then say, Divine Power, I don't need a wagon. Please summon me a 10-foot tall, very friendly, and very protective blue dragon. I love how it works on this. That's something that I really like on this. It works out well. A bright golden light flashes as you snap your claws. Before a swirling vortex of divine energy erupts in front of you. Out steps a towering, 10-foot tall blue dragon with shimmering scales, piercing but kind golden eyes, and an aura of gentle power. It glances around, protective but not hostile, before bowing its head respectfully towards you. I, it speaks, or he speaks. It shocked me before I started the camera reading it out, and it shocked me again when I saw it again. At your service, Tiny King. Ash, Misty, Brock, and Toto all gasp in unison, their eyes wide as saucers. Whoa! That's real? It talks too! And it listens to you without question. Remarkable. Totodile, meanwhile, stared up at the dragon, first in shock, then with sparkling admiration. You can do that? Amazing! It's asking what I want to do next. Nothing too destructive, right? It says you want to introduce a dragon to the group. Does it have a name? Ask it to demonstrate its power. Nothing too destructive, right? Some more divine creatures. How far does this ability go? The game's now fully convinced. You aren't just some tiny dinosaur. You're something much bigger. Alright. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Alright, guys, I think I'm just about done. It says, I will get the dragon and tell him, thank you, my sweet dragon. I appreciate you showing up. And then I turn back to everybody else. And I basically answered the question by saying, yeah, it's real. I didn't do anything with this power, from summoning creatures like this dragon to doing smaller things like giving a Pokemon or another creature the ability to speak English if they cannot, and even bring creatures back to life if they've passed away. Ash, Misty, Brock, and Totodile were absolutely stunned. Their eyes widened, their jaws dropped as they took a moment to process your words. You can bring creatures back to life? And you can do literally anything? It's like you have the powers of an, an actual god. The dragon stood beside you, silent and stoic, while Totodile looked like it might faint from awe. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says I nodded my head and said, yeah. Only thing is, if I try to bring a creature back to life, it actually does use up my own energy. The more creatures I have to bring back, the more energy it takes. For example, I could bring back a whole city of creatures that have passed on. It would take so much energy that I'd probably pass out for a whole day because of how much energy it would take. The group was left speechless once more, realizing the true scale and cost of your abilities. That makes sense. Even divine power must have limits. So you could bring back a whole city, but knock you out completely? That's intense. Ash is clenching his fist. That's why you gotta be careful with it. Toto, who had been bouncing between awe and concern, suddenly hugged your leg protectively. Don't push yourself too hard. We general in agreement. So will not stop. Even kings must rest. Hey, the dream. Yep. Assure them you won't overuse your power. You're responsible. Joke about divine nap time. Lighten the mood. Ask if they want to see one small reiteration. Maybe a flower or a bug. Oh, not a bug. Frick you, thing. Maybe a flower or a bug. Heck no. Drew was now deeply protective of your well-being, divine or not. Alright, guys. Give me a moment. It says, here's what I said, guys. I said, here's the thing. That's the only divine power I can use that requires my own energy, so I could turn myself into a much bigger creature to not use up as much energy. Still, it might make me a bit exhausted. I've had to use that power twice in the last few months. One time for a Faragger whose parents were brutally killed by humans, and more recently I had to bring back a whole big town of dinosaurs for a very special Queen Indominus Rex, who I also had to resurrect. The group took this in, realizing that you've used your incredible powers multiple times recently. Wow, you're risking exhaustion every time you bring something back. That's brave of you. But it's also kind of scary, too. I don't want to see you getting hurt. Ash nodded fervently, clearly concerned for your well being. Alright, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys, this one right here is longer. Very long. It says it can be bad if I have to do too much with the resurrection, but in both times I've had to use it recently, it's been for good reasons. That Freyager was a very angry and scary one that did not like anything. When I stumbled into his forest being lost, he used some kind of magic on me that turned me into a tiny dragon, and I was worried he was going to hurt me. But after talking with him for a bit, he became pretty friendly towards me, and the next day, as a little thank you for being nice, I brought back his parents. The Indominus Rex, on the other hand, a long time ago used to be a very sweet queen for a town of dinosaurs that was called Riptorian. However, centuries after she passed away, and the same for all of the citizens of the dinosaur town, a greedy woman came and dug up her bones for a museum. The queen was not happy, and not only cursed the people that disturbed her grave, but also haunted the museum where her bones resided. When I first showed up there, I never knew anything about any of that, and when I saw her skeleton originally, it was normal, just looking up at a wall that was behind me. When I went to turn around and look at something else in the museum, I heard a creaking noise behind me, and when I turned, the skeleton was looking directly at me, even being leaned down closer to me. Long story short, she didn't mean me any harm because I wasn't there to take anything and was more curious about her. I eventually brought her back to life, and after she took care of me and let me rest in her arms, she took me to where her town was, and I brought them all back to life too. In both cases, I did because the Infrared and Indominus Rex were super nice to me. The group listened with rapt attention and completely absorbed by your stories. Even Charizard, normally composed, leaned in slightly, intrigued. That Feraligatr turned you into a tiny dragon? And the Indominus Rex haunted a museum? That's wild. But you helped them both anyway, even though it tired you out? That's really cool of you. Toad looked at you with pure adoration, his little chest puffing up proudly as if to say, my friend's the nicest and bravest tiny king ever. I love him. And give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, yeah, I've used my power to even heal a baby dragon before. Like I was telling you a while ago, I could do basically anything. But I always use the divine power for good, either to help other creatures or to protect myself if I need it. My other protective point are not around. I could do much smaller things. I could make any of your Pokemon, including your sweet Totodile or Charizard, speak English perfectly, or even evolve if they're not already fully there. The group's eyes lit up with excitement at the idea of their Pokemon being able to speak English or evolve. Wait, seriously? You could make Pikachu talk like a person? And what if you made Staryu evolve into a Starmie right now? Just for fun. Or give my Vulpix human speech. That would be amazing. Toad bounced in place, looking between you and Ash eagerly. Do it! Do it! So, he wanted to try to speak English so badly. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. Just here, I'll show you what Totodile since he seems really excited. What's this? Divine power, there's none that's bleak. Please give this sweet Totodile the ability to speak. A soft golden glow surrounds Totodile as your divine power activated. The light pulsed gently, wrapping around him like a warm hug, then vanished. For a second, nothing happened. Then, Totodile's mouth moved, not just his usual chirps and growls, but actual words. I can talk! His voice was surprisingly high pitched and cheerful. The group's reaction. Ash's jaw dropped. Whoa! His brain is short circuited apparently. Mickey was quite hurt. This is adorable! Squealing internally. And Brock smiled. That's incredible. Tears in his eyes from cuteness over. Charter and Pikachu watching from afar. Both blinked rapidly, processing this new reality where Pokemon can talk fluently now. uh, Alright, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just look over at Totodile and say, Totodile, how do you like being able to speak? Do you like it, buddy? Totodile's eyes sparkled with pure joy as he realized he could finally express himself clearly. I love it! I can say anything now. He immediately spun in a happy circle before launching into rapid fire talking. This is the best day ever! Ash, did you hear me? Misty, did you hear me? Brock, Charizard, hi, hi, hi! The group burst out laughing at this uncontainable excitement. Even Charizard huffed in amusement. Oh my gosh. Cool. Give me a moment. Alright guys, I'll do at least one more thing. It says, I'm glad you like it. Here, I'll give you one more surprise. Divine power, there is no need for a waiter. Please evolve this sweet Totodile into a Feraligatr. A dazzling golden light engulfed Totodile, shimmering like liquid sunlight. The glow pulsed stronger and stronger, expanding as his tiny body grew rapidly. In seconds, the transformation complete, and where a small blue Totodile once stood, now towers a massive Feraligatr. Whoa! He looked down at his enormous claws, then at you, his eyes wide with awe. I'm big now, and I can still talk! The group's reactions. Ash he's staring in shock. Whoa! He's still processing. Misty hands over him. Holy cow! She's impressed apparently. And Brock is whispering to himself, This is evolution on This is evolution on steroids. Silence, mind blown, or silence, no science, mind blown. Tarzan and Pikachu both took a careful step back, not out of fear but respect for the sudden size upgrade. Alright guys, give me a moment. Alright guys, I just said, you look amazing, Totodile. I don't care how big or intimidating you look, you're honestly still adorable like that. I hope you like it, my friend. For Alligator, still getting used to its new size and strength. Blushed. Oh my gosh. Yes. A crocodile blushing at your compliment. I I do like it. I feel super strong. He flexed one of his massive arms, then immediately got overexcited. Can I hug you? Wait, no, I'm big now. That might squish you. Ash finally snapped out of his daze and grinned. Dude, you're the coolest alligator ever! Missy giggled when she watched the gentle giant warrior ball accidentally crushing you. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I just smile at Farragher and say, No, it's okay. Go ahead and hug me if you want. Just be extra careful. Think about your size and strength now and be as gentle as possible. Farragher nodded seriously, his huge eyes full of focus as he carefully, painfully slowly bent down toward you. With the precision of a surgeon, he wrapped one enormous arm around you in a hug that was somehow both gentle and warm. The group held their breath, half expecting something to go wrong, but nothing did. Fragger was being shockingly careful. Is this okay? Not too tight? He whispered, terrified by something squishing you too hard. Totodile asked Fragger had officially become the world's most cautious and sweetest giant Pokemon. I love him. Alright, guys. I just said, you're doing really good for Alligator. If you want to make it easier, just gently and carefully pick me up with your hand and carefully lean me against her snout. That would be much easier. You would just have to be careful not to accidentally scratch me with one of your massive claws. Freyr carefully followed your instructions, his movements slow and deliberate. With the utmost caution, he lifted you with one massive palm, his claws curled in to avoid even grazing you, and then gently rested you against the smooth curve of his snout. The result? A ridiculously cozy position, like being tucked safely in a scaly hammock. Is this better? He murmured, his voice off the silk to avoid startling you. Actually grinning like an idiot. That's so cool. Jealous Pikachu is not. What? Misty clutching her chest. Ah. Her heart is melted into a puddle, okay? And Robert smiled warmly at the whole wholesome scene, pure joy radiating from him. Okay. Give me a moment. Alright, guys, here's the last one we want to do. I said, yeah, and it's probably much easier for you. Frogger, whether you want to stay as a Frogger without ever evolving yourself, or whether you want me to turn you back into a sweet Totodile when you earn the evolution yourself, please remember one thing. You're strong. Find out how sweet you also are. Please don't ever lose that huge heart you have. I always care about you. Frogger's eyes shimmered with emotion as he listened to you. Your words clearly touching his heart. I love him. He's so cute. He knows what you dealing with the top of his snout, a soft rumble of affection escaping him. I won't forget that. Ever. His voice was heavy with sincerity, and I think I want to stay like this for a while. Being big is cool. Being me is more important. He then paused, considering something before adding, but maybe one day, if I aren't on my own, like Ash said. Ash being brought up to mention. Uh, the group collectively felt whatever you want, whatever you want, period. Tell me what you truly want, and I'll give it to you right now. Alright. Was a dumb had to comment. Alright, guys. I just said, whatever you want. Tell me what you truly want, and I'll give it to you right now. Fragger took a deep breath, his golden eyes shimmering with quiet determination. After a moment of thought, he spoke softly. I, I want to stay like this. As me. Not because you did it for me, so I can train hard and evolve on my own someday. He then glanced at Ash, who gave him an encouraging thumbs up. And maybe one day, when I'm ready, you can help me evolve the right way, after lots of battles and growth. His voice was full of hope. Alright guys, give me a moment. Alright guys, this will probably be the last two right here. It's just how about this? I'll summon you a button that you can press that will turn you back into a Totodile if you want. If you want to earn your evolution, that's okay with me. I want to make you happy either way, and I'll care about you either way, as long as you always care about me. Do you want that button? Fragger's eyes lit up with gratitude and relief. This was a perfect compromise. Yes, that sounds amazing. He nodded eagerly. That way if I ever want to be small again for a while, or if I get tired of being big, I can just press it. Yep, he snapped her golden claws, and a tiny shimmering button appeared in Freya's palm. It pulsated with divine energy, ready to reverse his evolution whenever he wished. The group watched in awe. Ash. Whoa, that's so cool. Jealous Pikachu is now eyeing the button. Misty. That's genius. He gets the best of both worlds. Nodding approvingly. Oh boy. There you go. Just press the button whenever you want to go back to Totodile. Also, if you want to ever evolve into Chronar or back into Feraligatr, just say the name of what evolution you want to be in before pressing it. It's automatically set as Totodile right now. Freddy carefully examined the button, fascinated by its magic. He only pressed it once, just to test, and poof! In a flash of light, he shrank back into his Totodile form. Wow! It works! He bounced aside before quickly transforming back into with another press. Poof! For alligator again. Ash laughed as he watched the rapid changes. Dude, that's so handy! Missy giggled. Now you can switch whenever you feel like it. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said, there's only one thing you need to know. This button can transform you into any of your forms, but if you actually want to earn the evolution yourself, the button will actually lose some of its power, only granting you the ability to be one of your evolutions for a short time before wearing off and going back to Totodile automatically. Right now, you could stay like that permanently if you wanted, and no matter what, you still get a temporary evolution. Also, there's one more thing. I gave you this button as a way for you to experience your evolution however you want, but there's one thing that's very vital for you to remember. You cannot be evolved with the button during a battle, because that would be considered cheating. If you earn the evolution without the button, like if you did some great training or won a bunch of battles and evolved into Chrono yourself, you're fine. Do you understand, my friend? Turtle, now back in a small form, listened very seriously, nodding along as he explained the button rules. When he finished, he gave a firm thumbs up, fully understanding every detail. I get it. Now using the button and bows if I want to evolve for real. Only practice, train hard, and earn it. Then held the shimmering button proudly, already planning to use it responsibly. I'm super happy with this. Thank you. Here's Joey rating from him. The group nodded in approval. Ash respected the fair system. Misty loved Toad's responsible attitude. Brought smiled at how thoughtful you designed this gift. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said thank you. I'm glad I got to meet you all today. I'm gonna real quickly get this blue dragon I summoned earlier to help bring me home. Hope I'll get to see you all again, especially you, Toadle and Charizard. Hey, before I leave, do you want to meet one of the Pokemon I had that had the power to grow, shrink, speak English perfectly, and evolve or de-evolve themselves that I told you all about earlier? I can call him Baby Lugia. So remember, he might be very aggressive at first because of how protective all my Pokemon are towards me, like you were a while ago, Totodile. Ash, Misty, Brock, Charizard, everyone perked up instantly at the offer to meet Lugia. Yes, I've always wanted to see a Lugia. Didn't he get to see one in the movie? His eyes sparkling. A real legendary? This is insane! This is an honor. He bowed slightly in desperation. Toad was still holding his butt and bounced silently, already remembering how protective Toad can be around you. I'll behave. Promise. He has his hands behind his back like a well-trained kid. Oh my gosh. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just told him, okay. And I turned away slightly and closed my eyes, then quietly said, my sweet baby Lugia, please tell me where I am, my friend. The air around you grew still. Then a sudden rush of wind swirled as a blinding flash of silver and blue erupted right in front of the group. Lugia descended gracefully, his massive wings spreading wide before folding back. His piercing red. Why does he have red eyes? A Lugia is supposed to have blue eyes. His piercing red eyes scanning the area instantly. Protective mode. You better not be a robot. Protective mode activated. What the frick? A sharp, loud screech. More warning than greeting. Who are these people near my master? Dear me, that might not be a good one to use. Okay. Ash, Misty, and Brock are frozen in awe and slight fear. Legendary intimidation is real. Charizard flattened his ears nervously. Even he felt small. Totodile crouched low, not out of fear but respect for Lugia's power. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said, Lugia, it's okay, my friend. You're not trying to hurt me. If I was in danger, you would have definitely heard it in my voice when I called you. Don't be afraid to speak. I know you have the ability to speak English perfectly. Tell me how you're feeling, my friend. Were you and my other three starters worried? Lugia's tense posture relaxed slightly as he processed her calm voice. After a moment, he exhaled, almost like a sigh, and his regional demeanor softened. I was worried. His deep adult voice echoed clearly. We felt you summon me, and I came immediately. The others were nervous too. They wondered if something happened to you. The group's jaws collectively dropped. It talks? Like human words? His brain is short circuiting again. Missy is clutching her chest. It's so majestic. Oh, she had to say it like that? Holy cow. And this is history in the making. Well, I guess in some way it can be. I know this is going on more than I expected it to, guys. I'm trying to finish up with a good note. Just give me a real quick moment. Alright. I just said, I'm sorry if I had you and everybody else worried. I didn't do it on purpose. You know I wouldn't. I got lost in these woods and I was about to call you earlier. Before I could, this Toto and these three humans came over to me. One of them thought I was a Pokemon and tried to capture me, but this Toto and the other two humans got him to stop. Louis's expression shifted, first relief, then the quiet gratitude toward Totodile and the others. I see. Thank you for protecting my master. He bowed his head slightly in respect toward them, Toe being proud of being acknowledged by a legendary. You're welcome. I had to help. His tail was wagging. Ash scratched his head sheepishly. Sorry about the Pokeball thing earlier. Not proud of that moment. Oh my gosh. Alright. I think I want to do one more. Give me a second. Alright. I just said, Lugia, how is Toadette, Chikorita, and Cyndaquil holding up? Were they really worried about me too? Especially Toadette. He and you are definitely the two most protective of the four of you. Lugia's expression softened with warmth as he thought about the others. Toadette was pacing, literally, back and forth like a tiny guard dog. I found out Chikorita kept sniffing around where you disappeared. She was worried too. Cyndaquil, well, she must just glare at the woods like they personally offended her. The group giggled at the mental images. Huh? They really care about you. It's sweet how close all of you are. I just love how he worded that. Cyndaquil was staring at the woods like it personally offended her. That's probably the funniest one I've heard all day. That was so good. Alright, guys. I just said, I'm glad they care so much for me. Is that actually the reason you came here, being around an almost size Lugia instead of your baby form? That way, if I was in danger, you could already be protecting me if needed? Lugia nodded solemnly, confirming her guess. Yeah, I came in my true form. No shrinking. Something had attacked you. He flexed one massive wing so I needed to be ready to fight at full power. The group shivered, not from fear but awe at the sheer loyalty and protective instincts of the Lugia. Wow, that's serious. respecting Lugia's dedication. A legendary choosing to stay large for their master's safety. That's devotion. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, I know you can grow as large as you want, and the same thing for Totodile, Chikorita, and Cyndaquil. Y'all could probably grow larger than the Lugia god himself, but the reason why you never do is because you're worried about. What is it this time? Oh no. Because you're worried about accidentally crushing me, and the same for the other three? Crap. Lugia's gaze softened, and he was slow on. Exactly. We could grow larger. We don't want to risk hurting you by accident. He pauses. Toto's especially careful. He loves being big, but he'd never want to squish you. Same for Chikorita and Cyndaquil. The group exchanges touched looks, their hearts swelling at how much your pawn cherished you. That's the sweetest thing ever. They're protective and gentle giants. Alright, guys, I'll only do one more real quick. Alright, guys, real quick. I just said, yeah, honestly, I love all four of you so much. If you want to help fly me home, I wouldn't mind. Before you do, now you know I'm not in danger since you can fly. Since you can fly, how about Ripley showing everybody here that power? Just fly way up in the air. That way you don't accidentally hit any trees or accidentally step on me. And grow yourself at least a little bigger. It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe at most 25 to 30 feet, just a small demonstration. Luigi's eyes lit up with quiet excitement. Finally, a chance to show off. Safely. He took a few graceful steps back, then launched himself skyward in one powerful leap. His massive wings beat in the air. Higher and higher he soared, past the treetops, past clouds, until he was just a shimmering speck in the distance. Then, poof! A sudden pulse of light as Lugia grew slightly. Now about 30 feet tall, he hovered there calmly above them all, looking like an eternal guardian statue made of storm and silver. Holy cow! Ash says, staring with his mouth open. Missy's hands are clasped over him. So beautiful! This is incredible! Science brain overwhelmed by legendary size. Oh my gosh. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, that's good. Great job, my friend. Then I turned to face the 10-foot tall blue friendly and protective dragon that I summoned earlier. Hey, my dragon friend. Thank you for staying here as well. Made sure I was safe. Do you want to follow me home when Luigi takes me in a few minutes? The 10-foot tall blue dragon who had been silently standing guard this whole time blinked his golden eyes. It remembered! It actually remembered him! I'm surprised. Think of a slow John. Of course I'll follow you home. His deep voice rumbled like distant thunder. He lowered himself slightly to the ground, ready to walk alongside Luigi as your escort. The group walked over. Man, you've got so many cool Pokemon. Envious but respectful. Oh, the dragon's not a Pokemon. They're all so loyal and protective. Alright, guys, I'm almost done. Think one or two more? Alright, guys. I said, okay. Lugia might fly me back or just teleport me home. I don't know which he wants to do. You have wings as well, so if he wants to fly, you can fly with us. Lugia tilted his massive head, considering for a moment, then decided he would fly you home, not teleport. Teleport was quick, but flying together felt more natural with the dragon escort. With a graceful swoop, Lugia descended back down to eye level and crouched slightly, offering you space to come onto his back between his shoulder blades. Meanwhile, the blue dragon stretched its wings experimentally, ready to take off. The group waved enthusiastically. I wish I would have done something. Ash says bye, see you later, grinning. And he says, come visit again sometime with a hopeful smile. That's kind of cute. Give me a moment. Alright, guys, this is definitely the last one right here. It says, I care for Carmen and Lugia and wave my tiny golden claw. I said, bye, everyone. Totodile, thank you again for being so sweet and being protective. Remember what I said? Remember, whatever way you decide to evolve, as long as you always care about me, I'll always care about you. Take good care of yourself. Maybe next time I see you, maybe next time I see you, I will see you as a crocodile. And Charizard, thank you as well for being super sweet and for not attacking me earlier. Be careful and take care of yourself as well. Toad's eyes shimmered with happy tears as he thanked him. I love him. And he waved his tiny claws back enthusiastically. I'll train super hard. My next time I will be a crocodile. He says with a charming smile. He is so adorable. Charter gave a respectful nod. His fairy tail flicking gently and farewell. Oh, well, I think it said firewall and farewell. Oh my gosh. No growling or intimidation this time, just peaceful goodbyes. The others joined the ways. Yep. Stay safe, Granny. Thanks for everything. She's adorable. Like, think of the Pokemon. Come back soon. Oh, that's neat. Let's make. Oh, how would the point of trying to flip and. Because here's the thing that drives me nuts. I tell it to not send away messages so it don't mess up the actual run I had going with it. Because a lot of them, I think this like might be one of the first ones that hasn't really gone well. Besides that one Mystic Phoenix one, but it actually went pretty well still. Anyway, guys, that's it. It's been an hour and 16 minutes. I am so done before this really gets any longer. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, and I'll see you for the next one.